You want to go like back here? So you come straight down and get the anxiety.
All right, good evening and welcome to Jefferson High School's National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. I'm Travis Dolly, the NHS co-advisor, along with Stephanie Nelson, and we're excited to be here with all of you tonight as we induct these exceptional students into the JHS chapter of this national organization. I want to start by thanking our staff who volunteered time to be a part of this committee application review. Sam and his custodial staff for setting up and continuing to set up as a lot of parents and grandparents showed up, which is fantastic. Thank you to Jamie Cutshaw, who's live streaming the ceremony tonight. And finally, thank you to the Jefferson administrative team, who is also here in their support of NHS. I also want to thank Lieutenant Governor of South Dakota, Mr. Tony Benheisen, for speaking here tonight. Induction is the formal admittance to a professional organization. You are being admitted into the Jefferson chapter of the National Honor Society tonight. And as the youngest chapter as you falls, it is your responsibility to continue to uphold high expectations for yourself and this group. The 4 years of graduates before you have worked to set the bar for service, scholarship, character, and leadership. And so I challenge you to work to nudge it even higher next year. You all, as family, friends, and supporters of these students, have helped instill the beliefs of this professional organization: character, service, scholarship, and leadership. Jefferson has been built on similar principles. Inclusivity, an important part of character; service, competing for excellence in scholarships and extracurriculars; and of course, leadership. So thanks to your positive modeling for your students as well as their hard work, they are to be inducted and formally admitted to this professional organization. Now it's my pleasure to introduce you our keynote speaker for tonight's induction. So students, make sure to pay attention to who you meet in the future in college and interact with, because you never know where they're going to end up. I first met our speaker at SDSU at the Political Science Club meetings. Now I wasn't there much, but my wife was always sparring with this one guy who was smart, outspoken, loved South Dakota, and knew he wanted to serve the state that he loved. A native of Armour, South Dakota, a population of only 700 people about, which now, by the way, on Wikipedia has him listed as one of the several notable people from there, by the way. Lieutenant Governor Benheisen went on to SDSU, graduating and then earning his Juris Doctorate degree from USD in 2008. Our Lieutenant Governor knows the pillars of the National Honor Society and upholds them through his actions. He has led and served the state of South Dakota in several capacities, including as the Chief of Staff to 2 former governors, also serving on the Board of Regents, represented District 13 in the state legislature, and now as our 40th Lieutenant Governor. Additionally, he's serving on the Board of Directors for the South Dakota Historical Society Foundation and has served on the SDSU Research Park and Greater Sioux Falls Chamber of Commerce. But if you ask him, he'll probably tell you that it's his wife Sarah and 3 kids that mean more than any of those achievements. True to the pillars of character for NHS. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Lieutenant Governor Tony Benheisen.
Thank you. That was a very nice introduction. I appreciate that. As he said, Travis is someone I've known going back to college. He's somebody who is never reluctant to message me on Twitter. Feels like I need to be redirected on something. So, and that's how he contacted me about doing this. So it's good to be here today. It was really meaningful to be asked to speak at this event, the induction of the new National Honor Society members here at Jefferson High School. I was thinking about it was 25 years ago this month that I was inducted into the National Honor Society back in Armour High School. And so it was neat to be asked. We're here tonight to celebrate something important. We're here to celebrate our best and brightest. The students we are here to honor are not only excelling in the classroom, they're also living out the values that define the National Honor Society: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. And more than that, they're stepping into a history of excellence, a legacy, one that goes back more than a century. Something you should know about me: I'm a bit of a history nerd, more than a bit, I suppose. I've written a book about the history of South Dakota governors, in fact. There's a whole book of stories there, whether you believe it or not. And it's no surprise that I took a little time to look at the history of this organization. The National Honor Society celebrated its centennial just 4 years ago. It was 104 years created not just to recognize academic achievement, but to develop young Americans, people like you, into the future leaders of our democracy. As this school's namesake Thomas Jefferson said, an educated citizenry is a vital prerequisite for our survival. Now, as Travis mentioned, I grew up in Armour in the 1990s. That's when I was in high school for the most part. As I look back now, it was really a time of peace, prosperity, stability. The Cold War had ended, the Berlin Wall had fallen, the economy was booming. America still loans the world's only superpower. I think in the way many of us thought we reached the zenith of history, we made it. That's when I was inducted into NHS. That's what was going on when I was your age. The future was bright and open. But since then, the world's changed, hasn't it? I was a freshman at SDSU when the plane struck the World Trade Center on September 11, 2001. I remember exactly where I was. I remember the time in class. I'm sure many of your teachers and parents are here, and I remember where you were too. That day changed everything. We entered a new era of uncertainty marked by war, economic upheaval, cultural division, the unpredictable advances of technology. It reminds me of one of my favorite passages of historical writing, written by Winston Churchill in his History of World War I. He wrote this about a period that ended with World War I, at the dawn of the 20th century, writing about how the British had felt at that time. He said it was the custom in those days for statesmen to celebrate the glories of the British Empire. Little did they know that the world's worst perils had still to be encountered and the greatest triumphs yet to be won. It seemed inconceivable that a series of tremendous events should be repeated for a fourth time on an immeasurably larger scale. What's incredible to me is he wasn't writing about World War II when he wrote that. He was writing about World War I. He had no idea that he still had his greatest challenge as he wrote that. Why do I read that? Because it reminds us that history does not end. The story does not end. Never. Peace is never permanent. Progress and prosperity are not guaranteed. The future does not write itself. It's written by people like you. It's written by our young people. And that's what brings us back here. In the 104 years since the National Honor Society was founded, it's nurtured generations of young people in those four pillars: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. And those pillars are more important now than ever. Because let's be honest, we live in uncertain times, but it's not a reason for despair, it's a reason for determination. History shows us that the brightest moments arrive from the darkest hours, and the leadership, courage, and conviction of ordinary citizens makes the difference. Tonight's inductees are being recognized not just for your grades, but because you represent future scholars, future public servants, future leaders, future examples of strong moral character. You are the ones who will lead this nation forward. And you've already proven that you're capable of doing it. You've earned this honor through your hard work, your integrity, and your dedication. And through your continued participation in this organization, you'll keep building the skills that you need, not just to succeed in college or a career, but to shape the future of your communities, your state, and your country. I learned that myself being part of National Honor Society. It taught me the value of leading with humility, serving with purpose, striving for excellence. I know you'll learn these lessons too, and more. As I look out tonight, I see the faces of proud parents, dedicated teachers and educators, family members beaming with pride. You're surrounded by people who love you and support you, and who believe in what you can become, what you already have become. I believe in you too, and I want you to know that your state is proud of you. You have a proud, bright future ahead, and we all have a bright future because you will be leading us. So thank you so much, and congratulations on this achievement.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Now, please welcome to the stage your leaders for this past year's National Honor Society. President Cindy Van Camp, Vice President Taylor Herban, Secretary Isabel Persons, and Treasurer Esther Ford.
society has been earned by the effective demonstration of the four qualities held in high esteem by the society: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Scholarship means a commitment to learning. Students who put effort into their scholarly duties and challenge their minds to grow and develop, demonstrate learning. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for education only ends with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning ignites the lamp by which we read the past, and the light illuminates the future. Candidates have been charged to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
I'm Taylin Urban, the current Vice President of Jefferson's National Honor Society chapter. Service can be described in various ways. In the routine of a day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is the quality that we seek in our membership. We're committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
I'm Isabel Persons, current Secretary of Jefferson NHS. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a country, they are ineffectual without guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a substantial charge to each of our members.
I'm Esther Ford, the current Secretary of Jefferson NHS. Character is the force within each individual, which distinguishes that person from others. Cavaliers believe that character means people matter most, all means all, and compete for excellence. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, daily striving to make the right choice. It is built by showing small actions of trustworthiness and giving trust to others. By showing a respect for oneself and respecting each individual in the community, and by being responsible for one's own actions. We must put in reality what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, and trustworthiness, as well as fairness, caringness, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
All right, so next we're going to present the certificates and pins to our new junior inductees, followed by the seniors. So juniors, please walk to the right of the stage here, and Ms. Nelson and I will be handing your certificates and pins, and just kind of walk to the right and just follow the last person in your row. Just basically make a circle when you're going through. We do have a spot for pictures for after, once we hand out all the certificates, so parents, if you wanted to get some pictures afterwards. Obviously, if you want to come up and get their picture when they get their certificate as well, that is fine. It is in alphabetical order for the juniors, and then the seniors are at the end.
All right. Evan Anderson, Cosmere Arntz, Quinlan Blount, Molly Bower, Kyler Boyd, Gracelyn Boyden, Caleb Brink, Connor Brosey, Macy Bryant, Callie Bush, Kate Carlson, Marie Tedester, Sophia Christensen, Alexia Collins, Landon DeWall, William Dose, Noah Duran, Mauricio Flores Gomez, Riley Fondness, Kaden Fry.
Chase Gaddis, Derek Gerlach, Taryn Goebel, Megan Hansel, Beckett Hawley, Samir Hamed, Brenna Hansen, Julia Harkema, Ashlyn Hawley, Brooks Kaiser, Anderson Henning, Brooklyn Herrera, Elam Hariri, Abby Horner, Olivia Hutchinson, Layla Abraham, Maxon Ingalls, Brody Jacobson, Carolina Jeffries, Aaliyah Johnson.
Chloe Johnson, Sky Kane, Elena Lammers, Caden Weedham, Aiden Lindsay, Marley Lundby, Khadija Muhammad, Laoris Macedo Castello, Rylan Moon, Sophia Moon, Sierra Mortensen, Benjamin Nielsen, Dresden Nelson, Kayla Newberg, Sadie Newberg, Nevaeh Noor, Mackenzie Nguyen, Margaret Nile, Trevor Nielsen, and Kale Knopsiger.
Isabella Olinger, Valeria Onfianicido, Emma Pierce, Natalie Philbrick, Alana Phillips, Maya Pickner, Caden Holtering, Sydney Polkinghorn, Gabriel Ralston, Raina Brazenador, Madeline Reet, Hayden Reese, Daniel Rivas, Matthew Radu, Sienna Sabers, Olivia Scholes, Cora Schuster, Julia Shanks, Faith Seener, Dorfine Siama,
Hadley Siegfried, Davion Simonson, Carson Sissoko, Sean Scaff, Sophia Skillman, Lexi Scoryons, McKinley Smith, Samantha Smith, Malia Spindler, Haley Spore, Aiden Stasi, Caleb Stolz, Nathaniel Stolz, Chivalry Stratemeyer.
Arya Struger, Jocelyn Sebium, Aman Tadesa, Jonah Texley, Allison Tigler, Bree Umbright, Mackenzie Faulkner, Adeline Wallace, Addison Warnicki, Jackson Warnicki, Nora Weaver, Natalie Wetley, Macy Wigg, Miles Wigg, and then Taryn Wise.
We'd also like to congratulate our senior inductees for working their senior year to earn membership. Senior inductees will receive a certificate and honor cords to wear at graduation. Jack Good, Chloe Grabo, Mason Haldy, Heather Abraham, and Kirsten Sims.
At this time, we ask that all inductees recite the National Honor Society Pledge, found inside the program at the bottom. Please repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society to which I have been elected, I will be true to the principles for which it stands, I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of character, scholarship, leadership, and service.
On behalf of the Jefferson High School National Honor Society chapter, we want to thank you tonight for attending and participating in this ceremony. This is a huge honor for these students. Let's congratulate the 2025 Jefferson High School NHS. Couple of quick notes for you. Please join us for a dessert bar as we congratulate the new inductees. Inductees, check your emails. We'll be sending you information about officer elections, attendance requirements for the first meeting on April 30th, for juniors anyway. It'll be over lunch to discuss elections and procedures for volunteer hours, things like that. Seniors, we're going to have a court pickup after school on either May 14th or 15th. That way less time for you to lose them for graduation. There will be a group picture with this year's inductees as well as last year's inductees on the learning stairs sometime next week, I believe. Again, pay attention to your emails and announcements. We will come, they'll get out there for you. And again, like I said, the Cavaliers there for individual pictures for families. Thank you again for coming on out, and congratulations, students.